Welcome back to another Steam Deck video. I'm Blaze2K and we post Steam Deck content every single day on this channel, so please click the like, click the subscribe, and click the bell icon for notifications when I do post something new. But in this video, we're just going to have a little laugh and joke and read an article from a guy called Tom from VG247, where he talks about how the frame rate counter on the Steam Deck, this frame rate counter that tells you your performance, your frame rate, your stats, your battery life, how it's ruining his life. And whether it's something that bugs you as well. All the tinkering you have to do to try and get the best out of the system. Anyways, guys, let's get into it. I'm Blaze2K. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, click the bell icon. Let's get into this. So guys, Steam Deck's inbuilt FPS counter is ruining Tom Ori's life. And we're going to see why. So, a bit hyperbolic, yes, but the performance stats and tinkering available on Valve's handheld are not good for me. We've got a little meme here. Steam Deck user, FPS count, or PS5 game running on the Steam Deck. I've owned a Steam Deck for about a month now, and as a device that costs more or less the same as the OLED Switch, it's absolutely incredible. I totally agree. It really is. At times, rather magical, in a way only proper high-end tech can be, and I love being able to test most PC games from the comfort of anywhere in my house, even if the battery takes a bit of a beating in more demanding titles, and my decision to cheap out on an SD card storage size bites me on the arse practically every day. I don't have that problem, because I bought a 1TB micro SD. Anyways, let's see what else he's got to say. So basically, what I don't love is how long I spend tinkering in menus in an attempt to improve the little number I have in the top left corner of my screen. The FPS counter on the Steam Deck is taking over my gaming life, and I hate myself for ever letting those evil digits into my house, but there's seemingly no going back now. Let me paint a picture of why the Steam Deck letting me display stats over a game is a problem for someone like me. Step into my time machine as we avoid Morlocks and wind up in the mid-90s. As a child, I was pretty obsessed with PCs. Firstly, I wanted one. This was achieved via a great sacrifice from my parents. Mine too. I remember that. I get my first PC from my parents for Christmas. I loved it. With a PC in the house connected to a slow and noisy dot matrix printer, FYI, watch a YouTube video about one if you're none the wiser. The world of PC gaming was opened up to me. And basically, I guess this is Tom playing the Steam Deck, with his dog just watching on. His dog wishing he was a human, that you could get up there and play the Steam Deck with him. A few years later, I was buying, reading, and marking the likes of Computer Shopper and PC Plus for the latest hardware news and deals. These phone book-sized mags, about equal to large Squishmallow and Modern Money, were half buyer's guides, half adverts, and I love both sides equally. I read about the new processors, graphics cards, sound cards, and so on 1 month, and then work out how much I need to spend to buy them the month after. Of course, my buying power was somehow even worse than it is now in Tory Britain, but with some careful buying and selling, I was able to get pretty big into PC building and upgrading. And once you're into that world, you're obviously also into tweaking and benchmarking, which is where my love of PC gaming started to fall apart. As I grew older, my free time ebbed away, and so any tinkering was using up all my actual gaming time. Soldering a processor to achieve the better overclock was essentially up there with being Iron Man or something. These tasks gave way to just playing games on consoles where I simply didn't or couldn't worry about that stuff. Fast forward to now, I have the Steam Deck. I kind of knew what I was getting myself into when I bought one, but it's amazing how quickly I've fallen back into the hobby ruining habits that forced me away from the PC platform many years ago. Here's a tip. Don't turn on the performance overlay on the Steam Deck. It's at a basic level. You simply get a frame rate counter in the top corner of the screen. Harmless enough, you may naively think to yourself. I was there just a few weeks ago, enjoying that number. Don't believe your own lies. Turn this on and you'll start down the road to misery. Switch up through the more advanced performance display options and your eyes won't be able to move away from the stats. A car crash drawing your gaze as you motor onwards to the inevitably back end the car in front. Only that's no car, it's your own happiness. You bought a PC, I hear people shouting, and yeah, you're right, I did. It's just kind of thought the whole thing could be more consumer friendly and not a notch or two above a Raspberry Pi. That's clearly something I've said to get a reaction. The Deck is at least 3 notches up from a Pi in terms of user friendliness. But if you're coming to the Deck from a background of console gaming, just prepare yourself. You can just get on with things, just accept what comes your way. Download, play, done, frame rates be damned, power consumption and battery life thrown to the wind, but it's hard to do this. A graphical menu option change here, a refresh rate limit setting there, and a power consumption tweak to extend the battery life by the same amount of time you used to make the tweaks. All to get that god-awful number in the corner to do nothing, just to sit there not moving at all. Steam Deck is a skittish device, some games straight up don't work, some claim to run badly, and yet some work so well you won't even believe your eyes. My first month with it's been quite the journey. Not for a second do I regret buying a Steam Deck. I do, however, regret the time I spent tinkering and not playing, with the fact that I know I'll never be able to stop, or I'll never be able to stop. So there we go. That's the whole article I've read to you. I wasn't planning on reading the whole article, but I kind of got absorbed into it. But yeah, so basically the frame rate counter in the top left corner of the screen is the bane to some people's existence, especially people like me that are a little bit nitpicky about frame rates in games. I mean, I've got a desktop gaming PC behind the camera here with a 3080 Ti in it, 32 gigs of RAM, Ryzen 9 5950X, and it can run games upwards of like 160 frames a second. So when I'm playing games on the Steam Deck and I'm seeing that little performance counter dip to the 20s, it does irk me a little bit, and then it immediately I want to go on and try and tweak something to try and up that frame rate, and more often than not it's very hard to do. You end up trading a lot of stuff, like whether it be graphics, textures and whatnot, just to achieve like a 5 FPS boost. But I'd love to know what your opinion is on it. Does the frame rate affect your enjoyment of the Steam Deck? Or do you just turn it off and not think about the frame rate? If you have OCD like I do, at times, it can be a little bit annoying. You know, you're playing a game and you're like, it doesn't feel as smooth as it should be. What's wrong? Let me look at the frame rate. Oh, it's dipping down to like 26 frames instead of 30. Oh, let me go into the settings. Let me tweak it. Let me adjust the let me turn on FSR. Let me turn on frame rate limit and VSync. And then you basically spend like 20 minutes trying to tweak the game to get a couple more FPS, and it is a little bit annoying and time consuming. But that's part and parcel of having a gaming PC, right, in your hands. No one said this was a Nintendo Switch. It's obviously a gaming PC. And that's just part of PC gaming, you know? You do have to tinker, you do have to play with things, you do have to try and optimize things yourself. And there's pros and cons to that, you know? You have full control over the system that you're playing on. But it is more work to try and get the most out of it. And if you ask me, overall, ultimately, I enjoy being able to tinker with things. I love being able to go into the graphics settings like I would on the PC, play around with the settings, try and get that perfect sweet spot for performance, you know. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Is it something that bugs you? Are you a little bit annoyed about the frame rate dips and whatnot on the Steam Deck? Are you happy with its performance? Or are you like Tom, who's infuriated by the tinkering required to get the best of the Steam Deck? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, guys, sorry for a little bit of a rambly video. I just wanted to read that article and see what it was all about, and obviously share it with you. I'll put a link in the video description to where you can go read it yourself. Have a great day. I love you. I appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, click the bell icon for more Steam Deck content, and I'm streaming every day at 3 p.m. on Twitch, so come follow me over there too, and come say hi on Twitter, alright? Twitter.com/Blaze2PX. All the links you need are down in the video description, and go check out all my favorite Steam Deck accessories in the video description. Let's go. Have a great day, guys. Bye.